your program, we're going to do the Heart Sutra traditional. And then NG's, after I do the initial Sampai during the Heart Sutra, please stand up with me. Song of Zazen in English, but do follow that the English translation is slightly different in the program, so be reading the program.
The Song of Zazen.
Sentient beings are primarily all Buddhas. It is like ice and water. Apart from water, no ice can exist. Apart from sentient beings, no Buddhas can be found. Not knowing how near the truth is, we seek it far away. What a pity! We are like a person who, in the midst of water, cries in thirst so imploringly. We are like a child of a wealthy person who worries about having enough money. The reason why we transmigrate through the 6 worlds is that we are lost in the darkness of ignorance, going astray further and further in the darkness. When are we able to be free from birth and death? As for Zazen practice of the Mahayana, we have no words to praise it fully. The virtues of perfection, such as charity, morality, and the invocation of the Buddha's name, confession and ascetic discipline, and many other good deeds of merit, all these return into this. Those who truly practice Zazen, even for just one sitting, will see all their evil karma erased. Nowhere will they find evil paths, but the Pure Land will be near at hand. With a reverential heart, if we hear this truth even once, and praise it, and gladly embrace it, we will surely be blessed most infinitely. But if we concentrate within, and testify to the truth that self-nature is no nature, we have really gone beyond foolish talk. The gate of the oneness of cause and effect is opened. The path independent of differentiation runs straight ahead. To regard the form of no form as form, whether going or returning, we cannot be any place else. To regard the thought of no thought as thought, whether singing or dancing, we are the voice of the Dharma. How boundless the clear sky of Samadhi, how transparent the perfect moonlight of the Fourfold Wisdom. At this moment, what more need we seek? As the truth eternally reveals itself, this very place is the lotus land of purity. This very body is the body of the Buddha.
Everyone may turn this way. So we're here to celebrate and affirm Joriki as abbot of this temple, Zen Dharma teacher, and officially Osho, which simply means temple priest in Japanese. In some ways, since we're in the Rinzai sect of Buddhism, rank such as Unsui or Osho or Roshi these rankings are antithetical to the heart of Rinzai Zen, because Rinzai, who founded our tradition, or Lin Chi in Chinese, told us that the true person, or the sage beyond our years, has nothing to do with rank or post or position, or, as the Diamond Sutra would say, a separated sense of personal identity. On the other hand, Diamond Sutra also tells us not to throw out manifest standards, and ranking is part of manifest standards. But one of the reasons I'm so willing to rank Joriki as Osho is because I know he knows that it's artificial. And it's an artificial barrier, just like the gateless gate says. The Womonkan is titled Gateless Gate, and all the koans in Rinzai Zen are gateless gates, as in they're really so obvious if you know how to look. And hierarchy is also like that. It's an artificial barrier in Zen practice to come up to the Dosan room and go through all those bows and wearing fancy robes and having special roles that signify rank and position. For students, it's just another artificial barrier to quote-unquote get through. And without the artificial ranking, you wouldn't be able to come, those who come to train wouldn't be able to come to realize through your own effort and your own maturity that it's really truly artificial, and that the sage beyond our years is within each of us, or the Buddha's heart-mind is another way of saying it, or your own heart-mind is already there. There's nothing to attain, but it's difficult to realize, and it's often what kind of crowded out by our separated sense of an ego identity. Before I begin the ceremony more formally, invite Joriki to come up and to, reaffirm his vows, just as you would do during Jukai, or when becoming an unsui, or when becoming an Osho, or when becoming a Dharma heir. You recommit to the very same vows and precepts and principles that everybody agrees to if you're going to be a serious practitioner of the Buddha way or the Zen way. Everybody signs on to the same commandments, the same vows, the same precepts, takes the same refuge, and makes the same confession. Everybody. So even though there's ranking, at least the way I work it, there's nothing different about the ceremony. It's exactly the same ceremony. A little bit more embellishment, but exactly the same ceremony, just reaffirming what we start when we begin serious Zen practice or become a follower of the way. It's just reaffirmation. So it's not really a ranking at all. It's a reaffirmation, a deeper affirmation of something we've already started. So going back to the Diamond Sutra, which, because of the length of our sesshin, we weren't able to read all the way through it. The Diamond Sutra goes on and on and on and on about realizing that our sense of a separated identity is just that, a sense. It's not real. We're not really separate. We have a sense of separation, that's true. and we call that sense of a separation our personality or our ego. That's true. But it's not real. We're not really separate. And the whole Diamond Sutra is all about that. It does say, repeatedly, it's like an advertisement. Every so often in the Diamond Sutra, he talks about the sand grains of the Ganges, and you know you're in for an advertisement. Those are the commercials, where they're trying to sell you the product. And you should really listen, you know. And you hear this commercial 5 or 6 times in the Diamond Sutra. They really want you to get this point. The whole Diamond Sutra comes down to the big view of no mind, of a mind that's so expansive it has no beginning, no end, and is beyond the universe. That quality of mind we call no mind. And that quality of mind has very little to say. Almost nothing. But the Diamond Sutra says that quality of mind, the vast mind that has no boundaries and no borders and no substance, no body, and is called no mind, if we were to give that quality, if we were to give that mind, no mind, a voice, it would say just 4 lines. Would you like to know what they are? Yeah, I'll read them for you, even though I'm sure we've heard them before. It's translated in 2 different ways in English. And it goes, the Tathagata says, "So I tell you," and here are the 4 lines that keep saying, you really want to know these 4 lines. This is the view of vast, boundless, bodiless mind. So I tell you, all composite things are like a dream, a fantasy, a bubble, and a shadow, are like a dewdrop, a flash of lightning. They are thus to be regarded. And then it repeats itself. Still the same 4 lines, just said a different way. And so you should think in this way of all this fleeting world as a star at dawn, a bubble in a stream, a dewdrop, a flash of lightning in a summer cloud, a flickering lamp, a phantom, and a dream. We and all these myriad manifestations are the dream of no mind. It's a heck of a dream. Anyway, Joriki, would you please come up and recommit and reaffirm as I affirm you as Osho. So again, get out your programs, and Joriki is really going to lead this part of the service because it's his recommitment. But he's going to start out with the English translation that I'm using of Confessions of Self-Centered Behavior. So he's going to say in the past, and then we're going to join him on the word I. Hands in Joshua. Well, you can hold the book by hands in Joshua.
In the past, I have caused much harm. My greed, anger, and folly arise from the beginningless past. Yet they spring from this body, this mouth, and this mind. I alone am responsible for the suffering they have brought, and I hereby renounce and relinquish them all.
Now he's going to lead us in the Japanese version, or the Sino-Japanese version of them, and we're going to chant it the same way as we would do the four great vows. So he's going to intone the first line, and then we're going to join in on Kai.
Gai jaku shouzo sho aku go. Gai yu mushi ton jin chi ju shin gu yi shi sho sho is sai ga kon kai san ge ga shaku sho zo sho aku no kai yu shi ton jin chi ju shin gu yi shi sho sho is sai ga kon gai san ye ga shaku sho zo sho aku no kai yu mushi ton jin chi ju shin gu yi shi sho sho is sai ga kon gai san ye.
So now, the commandments of the seven Buddhas might be asked to sum up Buddhism, or actually any faith tradition. I think it can be brought down to cause no harm, be a servant to that's good, and cultivate our deep true nature towards maturity, to be of benefit to others. And that's essentially what it says. And we're going to read the English translation here. Tariki will say, I shall not, and we'll join on cause.
I shall not cause harm of any kind. I will live in and be a servant to all that is good. I shall cultivate the purity that is our nature. This is the full teaching of the awakened ones.
Now in Sino-Japanese.
Sho aku maku sa. Aku
beginning with the Sino-Japanese, was kind of on the first line. Joriki will intone it, will join him on the second line. We'll all read the English verses together, skipping the parentheses. So begin the 3 places of refuge.
Namu Gyem Butsu. Namu I give myself to the Buddha, I give myself to the Dharma, I give myself to the Sangha. Kie Buddha Mujozon. The Dharma I accept is also worthy and without blemish. The Sangha I join is the model for harmony in the world. Kie Bukyo. I now am in the Buddha. I now am in the Dharma. I now am in the Sangha.
Turning the page, the 10 precepts. This is kind of my translation, the synthesis of others. The importance of the precepts are de-emphasized in Zen for the reason that our true heart or deep heart is the best guide. The Diamond Sutra tells us there's no formula on how to live life. However, whenever we're in doubt, we should be checking, and we should always be in doubt. Great doubt is the most important ingredient of practice. So with our great doubt, we should constantly be referring to these precepts. And if there's something in our actions that is somehow doesn't match these precepts, we better check, double check, triple check, quadruple check our true heart, because I'm suspicious. And we should be. And in Zen, it's de-emphasized because the true heart has got to be the ultimate guide. But be suspicious even of that, in the sense that the ego can be so tricky. So we have the 10 precepts. You will begin with I will, and then we'll join you.
I will be reverential and mindful with all life. I will not kill or be ruled by violence. I will respect others' property. I will not steal. I will be conscious and loving in my relationships. I will not be ruled by lust. I will honor honesty and truth. I will not deceive. I will exercise proper care of my body and mind. I will not be gluttonous or abuse intoxicants. I will remember that silence is precious. I will not gossip or speak ill of others. I will be humble. I will not exalt myself or judge others. I jealousy. I will keep my mind at peace. I will not be directed by anger. I will esteem the three treasures, the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha.
Would you ring 3 bells, little bells? Great. Everyone bow. Okay, here comes the part where I give Joriki a new part of his Dharma name and read the certificate I am about to present to him. And this will confer upon him after I do some magic, certify him as a Dharma teacher and a full priest of Osho. And of course we know that Joriki is part of the Dharma name that he's going to keep and that you'll still call him by. Joriki means the heart-mind, the power of the heart-mind. You could say the power of the Buddha's heart-mind, but it's all of our heart-mind. So Joriki is to exemplify the power, and I might also say the caring and compassion of heart-mind. And Dharma names, if you have one or you receive one, is something to always aspire to. They're like a flag that is always in front of you, because whenever you reach it, the flag gets moved further out. And that's just as it should be. We wouldn't want it any other way. So the Dharma name is always something to shoot for, and Joriki will continue to shoot for Joriki. And the second name is Ru'un, and Ru'un is a dragon emerging from cloud, just exactly like this picture, and I didn't know that this picture was going to be hanging here, but I mean exactly like that picture is his name. And dragon has always been an important character in Joriki's practice, and I'll let him tell you about that later. But we have been talking about this sesshin as the dragon as the metaphor of our deep heart mind, or the sage beyond our years. It's the metaphor. It's not real, but it's the metaphor for our deep, deep heart mind, or the sage beyond our years. And we all have it. It's all in there. And it's waiting to emerge. So it emerges from what kind of cloud? Un is the same un as in unsui. And unsui means, which means monk. And by the way, Joriki is a monk, an unsui, and I'm a monk. I'm an unsui. I will always be an unsui. Joriki will always be an unsui. We're adding Osho, but unsui means cloud and water person. It means person of practice that flows. Okay? So a person who has a practice that flows. And so one meaning of cloud is this flowing part, like water, 2 different kinds of water that easily flow and wrap around things. So the dragon comes out of the unsui, comes out of the practice. It also comes out of our clouds of delusions. We might think our delusions are something to get rid of. Sometimes we say exhaust them or combust them. But maybe a better way to think about our delusions is to digest them. Delusions are secret treasures. When digested properly, they help reveal the underlying dragon, which is always there, but has yet sometimes to emerge or be clearly seen. So this new part of Joriki's Dharma name, Ru'un, is to say that his practice is to continue to always be revealing the dragon within, and watch it arise from the clouds of practice and the clouds of delusion. So let's all say Joriki's name, Ru'un Joriki.
Ru'un Joriki.
And the certificate that I'm about to hand him reads as follows. Certification. This is to certify that on the 22nd day of January 2014, is it the 22nd day?
Yes.
Good thing, all right. otherwise it would be completely off. All right, good, because I got confused a little while ago. I thought, my flight isn't tomorrow, so I thought Sesshin was going on a whole other day. At the end of the day, I thought, well, gee, you've got one more day to go. So I'm glad it's the 22nd. All right. I must have known what day it ended at some point. All right. So this is to certify on the 22nd day of January 2014, Genjo Marinello, the abbot of Choboji, confers upon Ru'un Joriki, Scott Albert Baker, the titles of Dharma teacher Zenji and full priest Osho, in recognition of his service, his sincere service and practice as a Rinzai Zen Buddhist monk since January 1st, 2001, and his knowledge as well as his clear insight in the Dharma. The three treasures, Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, are witness to this proclamation. May they encourage and protect Ru'un Joriki for his future practice. And then signed by me. But instead of signing, now watch, I get to sign, here comes the magic. I get to wave my magic hosu. This is where the naming happens, and we temporarily, it's very brief however, remove all delusions so that you can be a good Osho. So this is your naming and removing all the delusions. Enjoy. Oh, okay, very good.
Feeling different?
Yeah, you feel different?
It doesn't last long. Everything's impermanent. So,
Joriki Hansen Gacho, and a bunch of new pretty robes, and a fan and a Dharma certificate, and bow, and stand, and we depart. So everyone please stand. Face center. Would you please take a pinch, put the, all of these are there. Take a pinch of incense yourself and make a bow. And then with all of these presents, make another bow to the boss. Okay, thank you, boss. And he'll go change now. And you guys can relax until we come back.